Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today.
Good morning, it's Saturday the 21st of November. Our top story, the NHS has started setting up coronavirus vaccination centres across the UK with the hope of getting all adults vaccinated by the spring.
With infection rates dropping and levelling off in all four nations, the government has officially asked the medical regulator to assess the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine for UK use. Anna O'Neill has more. 9 o'clock this morning, we'll be joined by virologist Professor Callum Semple and GP Dr Sarah Jarvis. They'll be on hand to answer all of your COVID-related questions. You can send them in to us by email or on social media.
Boris Johnson is facing questions about whether he tried to tone down an independent report which found the Home Secretary broke the ministerial code by bullying staff.
Downing Street has insisted that the conclusions of Sir Alex Allen's investigation were entirely his own. Priti Patel apologised yesterday for upsetting people. Our political correspondent Jess Parker has more.
There's been more setbacks to Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the US presidential election.
Georgia has certified Joe Biden's win in the state, whilst senior Republicans in Michigan say that they've seen no information that would overturn Mr Biden's victory there.
Well, let's speak now to our North America. A procession of cars will drive through Birmingham this afternoon to mark the 46th anniversary of a terrorist attack in the city.
The Birmingham pub bombings killed 21 people, and those responsible have never been brought to justice, as Phil Mackey reports.
It's a really interesting subject, that, and you know, businesses like that, they
Well, it's
rely
so damaging.
on goodwill, don't
Yeah.
they, and the reviews.
We'll talk about it a little later in the programme. Time now is 14 minutes past 6. Let's take a look at some of the papers.
Hello, this is Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Good morning to you. Here's a summary of the main stories from BBC News. The NHS has begun setting up coronavirus vaccination centres across the UK with the hope of getting all adults vaccinated by spring. Boris Johnson is facing questions about whether he tried to tone down an independent report which found the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, broke the ministerial code by bullying. Same argument, isn't it? The ban across all of them. The star of that film, Hunter.
In relation to the tennis, you can, of course, watch it as at the moment, which is great because you can see some really high-quality tennis.
Yeah.
20 minutes to 7 is the time. Christmas. Who knows? Unpredictable this year. One thing most of us could be certain of, though, is there will be an ability to tuck into some turkey and all the trimmings.
But with potentially smaller family gatherings and no Christmas parties, farmers are worried that their big birds will remain on the farm, not on our plates. Our business correspondent Katie Austin has this report.
Chris has been watching that intently ahead of doing the weather. Morning, Chris. We're having a little discussion off screen about the word trimmings. Charlie doesn't like the word trimmings. You know, turkey and all the trimmings. As if you
So
don't
we're talking about stuffing.
stand on the trimmings. But when you're with your turkey dinner. You know, that is such a good philosophy. There is always room for cake. Is it good? I mean, how big and how dense?
What the audience needs to know, sometime between now and Christmas, I think we're going to have to see it. I think we're just going to have to...
Cake.
How's the
Okay,
weather
I
looking?
hope your weather lives up to...
Thank you very much. We'll
Thanks,
chat
Chris.
later on.
Still thinking about cake. Headlines will be with you at 7, and so will we. But first, it's time for Click.